Welcome to #Cmytheory and Merry Christmas Eve to everyone who's joining us on the premiere or watching later on YouTube. Hope you all have a nice festive period. The idea of #Cmytheory was to give you guys the opportunity to tell me your theories and then to see who could be the king or queen of #Cmytheory 2020. And I gotta say, I am overwhelmed by the level of support this year for #Cmytheory. The amount of you who actually entered was insane, and the level of views on your videos was great as well. I'm genuinely impressed by that, so massive shout out to everyone who took part. You seriously did do a good job, every single person, and if I could include more people in this video, I seriously would. But we need to talk very seriously for a moment, because I'm a little disappointed in my theorists out there. Cue the clouds. Now that's better. Now, we created a video on the channel a few weeks ago called #Cmytheory. It's over to you. This video contained all the rules for you to follow to make your theory video creations to submit for this video. The rules were contained in the video and in the description. And if you would have checked the description, you would have seen something maybe hidden in plain sight. Ignore the rules. Now I get it, you guys would rather watch the video than read a description. I was a little bit sneaky when the premiere happened and the bulk of the views came for that video. Of course, I didn't put the description in until after the premiere, once you guys had already heard the rules. So some people obviously didn't go and check. And I don't blame you, because I probably wouldn't either. But to examine all the evidence to create a theory video, you have to examine everything. See, I've created loads of theory videos on the channel, and if I would have stayed within the lines and stayed within what maybe other people want me to say, then maybe they wouldn't have been as good. So always when you're making a theory video, have fun and do whatever you want, because the idea of a theory is it doesn't have to be correct, it doesn't have to be factual, but it has to be entertaining, and it has to theorize the future from your point of view, not a bunch of rules that tell you what to do. But with that being said, the submissions were still good, even though most of you actually did comply with the 2-minute time limit, which I thought was amazing that you got your points across so successfully in such a short duration of time. So let's get over to what the judges had to say and who they picked for #Cmytheory 2020. Now we're going to start off with the wild card. The wild card, each judge chose one wild card, and then we had to find a fair system to choose 1, 2 or 3 to pick who was the wild card. Well, I kind of thought, who better to decide than Alexa? Alexa, choose a number between 1, 2 and 3.
Your random number between 1 and 3 is 2.
So your wild card was chosen by Judge Tazzy, and it is King Cold Gaming.
Hello guys, King Cold here with a special video today. Today I have a special theory for you guys. Remember a year ago when Bray Wyatt revealed that doll in the Miz's house? Well, what if when Alexa Bliss snaps out like the past month or so how she has snapped in and out of her hypnotic trance, Bray is using the doll to make her do that? What if Bray has also used that doll to make Alexa attack Ramblin' Rabbit? What if Abby the Witch knows that one of these times the doll will become defective and that's why she hates Alexa Bliss? And I thought of something, what if Alexa replaced Mercy the Buzzard? Because we haven't seen him ever since Alexa came into the funhouse. Anyways, that's my theory guys, have a good day or night.
A person who received 2 votes from Judge Jody and Judge Tazzy with their theory, it's Jesse Callan.
Callan here with Callan Corner, and this is my #Cmytheory. So as we know, since he came back with a new gimmick about a year and a half ago, Bray Wyatt's primary focus has been correcting the errors of the past by going after everyone who wronged him. I think the bulk of us are in agreement that once the Fiend gets a hold of his opponent, he changes them. But what if the Fiend is not only changing his opponents, but he's also changing Bray Wyatt himself? What if every time the Fiend wins against someone who harmed Bray in the past, be it a loss, betrayal, failure, or whatever else, he erases those scars and blemishes from his past, wiping them from his history? Is it not essentially what he did in the Funhouse match? I believe that Wrestling even said in one of his videos that that match was rewriting that history. So if that be the case, wouldn't it stand to reason that that is what he's doing with every feud? Then, once he's completely rewritten and changed history, he, as a result, will have effectively, totally cleansed cult leader Bray. What if what we're seeing right now are those several narratives happening simultaneously, and whatever one may be the current timeline, the ultimate goal is that Bray is creating an alternate new reality, assuming he's not lying. One where cult leader Bray never lost, and the ultimate game plan is to either bring him back stronger than ever without spot or blemish, or maybe even an entirely new, clean, purified version of himself that's just as unstoppable as the Fiend, if not more so, because he's perfected. People are saying that Bray's current feud with Randy is the biggest one, his most important one he'll have. But to believe that, are we not saying that Bray's already about to reach his height when we know he's still got so much time to go in this business? No. This is Bray we're talking about, and I believe that the righting of these past wrongs is only the beginning of something that is about to blow our minds.
Someone else who received 2 votes from Judge Jody and again Judge Tazzy. It's Yowie. Wowie.
Now, my theory for today is a bit out there, admittedly, so stick with me here. I believe the 3 faces of Wyatt, Cult Leader Bray, Funhouse Bray, and The Fiend, each represent the past, present, and future. This theory comes from a tweet that Bray made before he became The Fiend. It's a quote from the Book of the Dead, and it reads, "I am yesterday, the present, and the future. I organize the rebirth of souls, of all nature and her mysteries." This tweet seems to imply that Bray in some way represents the past, present, and future. On top of that, there's a tweet from Bray Wyatt in which he says, "What if within the confines of a suffering mind, several narratives are happening simultaneously? Only one of them is the timeline you live in, but who's real?" The mention of timelines in this tweet is particularly important. I think this tweet meant to convey that within one vessel, several points in Bray Wyatt's timeline are occurring simultaneously. Cult Leader Bray represents the past, Funhouse Bray represents the present, and The Fiend represents the future. The vessel containing each of these different points in Bray's timeline is probably Wyndham. He's essentially the connecting link to each point in Bray's timeline. He's been present for the past, present, and future, so it isn't that hard to believe that Wyndham is the vessel that contains each of these personas. After all, Wyndham is the key. Going back to that tweet, when Bray says only one of them is the timeline you live in, I believe he's talking about Funhouse Bray. He represents the present, and he's the only one who talks to the audience. Cult Leader Bray hasn't talked to the audience, nor has The Fiend, but Funhouse Bray has, and that's because he lives in the same timeline as us, the present. This all ties back to life being a circle, which Bray Wyatt has made a big part of his storytelling. All of these points in Bray Wyatt's timeline are able to occur simultaneously because Bray's timeline is a circle, not a straight line.
This person got the first vote from me, Judge C. Ladies and gentlemen, Raging Ice, 2006.
Here's my theory. Alexa will become the female Fiend. 2 to 3 years down the line, when Alexa's contract is about to end, she will break away from the Fiend. So, the Fiend's going to be angry, and Alexa is going to challenge him to a Firefly Funhouse match, because she knows what the Fiend is. She will lose, obviously, because the Fiend's going to win, but that will be her final match. She will break away from the Fiend, and Bray's been hinting at this, I feel like, in the Firefly Funhouse episodes, because he made an episode about friends, and he knows Alexa is going to leave him. He knows. It's just a matter of time until she breaks away from the cage. That's what the doll represents. That's what the doll represents, is Alexa Bliss in a cage, trapped. but she will find her way out, and Bray knows it.
Next up, getting their vote from Judge Tazzy. It's the Sunny Wolf.
So we have Bray, Rambling, Mercy, Abby, and Alexa. Do you remember the doll? I believe that to be Alexa, and Bray made something like a voodoo doll to keep her under control. Alexa had a doll in a cage. Does it mean her former self is trapped? There's a hint of a shark cage match. Remember, Bray controls everything. Or does he? Bray has Rambling Rabbit. Rabbit is the voice of critics. Alexa has a friendship frog. Voice trying to tell her friendship matters more. That didn't go well. Rip Friendship Frog. Bray is Mercy the Buzzard. Something that's supposed to show a merciful side of Bray. Bray has Abby the Witch. Just almost like a parental figure that keeps watching him. I wouldn't be surprised if we were introduced to 2 more puppets. These 2 puppets could be like what Mercy and Abby is to Bray. The funhouse is slowly changing over to Alexa's perspective. Everything's about to change soon. Especially Alexa. Her darkness is coming soon. She's been hinting her darkness through Disney movies. Have you found any references? Till then, keep looking.
The next vote from me, Big Judge C, went to Keon Life, now known as Y2K, the Demogod.
Welcome to the channel. We'll be doing Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. The Messiah Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. We had a history last year against Seth Rollins and The Fiend where for the Universal title where they fought at Hell in a Cell. In the Firefly Funhouse, it revealed that The Fiend never forgets. He'd been playing mind games with Seth by taking him to Hell on SmackDown. Mandible clawed him on SmackDown. In that Hell in the Cell, they will finally clash, and he ends up getting disqualified by a stupid reason. Then next thing, they will fight again at Crown Jewel, where afterwards Seth Rollins will lose to The Fiend. And ends up changing after Survivor Series, after Team Raw lost to both SmackDown and NXT. He slowly began heel turning into the Monday Night Messiah. And he start saying the word the greater good, where I was thinking is the greater good Bray Wyatt, because of he was saying he didn't choose to be the Monday Night Messiah. I was thinking once, did Bray Wyatt choose him to be the Messiah? And I thought they were going to perform a cult like the new Wyatt family, where they're both the leaders, or Seth is the member, and could it happen? Will we see the Messiah and Seth Rollins face each other? Could we see the Messiah and the Fiend face each other soon again? Because I would love to see the Messiah versus the Fiend, because of it would make sense of Seth fighting the Fiend again to make it a better match than their last ones, because I would love to see it next year or sometime. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a comment. #CMyWrestling and peace.
Judge Jody used her final pick to pick Mr. 2.
Back to the video. So, I'm just to the point. Bray Wyatt's whole Fiend gimmick is about getting people who wronged him, like beating them. But who wrongs the Fiend? Goldberg. So it would make sense for Fiend to want a rematch. And on Twitter, Bray Wyatt has been tweeting things about Goldberg. I'm probably showing one of them on the screen right now. Hopefully I am. Probably not, because I'm lazy. But why wouldn't the Fiend want revenge? Because Goldberg, a part-timer, didn't even give him a rematch for the title. He actually gave it to Braun. Instead, which, was pretty dumb. Was a bad match. But even though the Fiend did win the title back at SummerSlam, he lost a week later. And Goldberg is still under contract for 5 more years, I think, or that could be wrong, but something like that. So the Fiend will probably want his rematch eventually, and I hope he gets it. I really do. So that's it.
The final pick from me, Judge C, goes to Cameron Bobeck.
On October 14th, 2019, Seth Rollins burnt down the Firefly Funhouse. Now this was a sad day for us Funhouse fanatics, but things would get better as Bray would rebuild the Funhouse for SmackDown on October 18th, 2019. But while I was watching, I thought to myself, why did Bray rebuild the Funhouse? Well, I have a theory. I believe that the Funhouse is the source of the Fiend's power. Why do I think this? But the Fiend takes revenge on people who have hurt Bray in the past, and the Funhouse is the source of Bray's past, with the puppets representing Sister Abigail, Husky Harris, Waylon Mercy, and Bray's haters. And the Wall of Friendship shows Bray's past opponents, so destroying the Funhouse destroys Bray's past. And when there's no past, there's no Fiend. This is my entry for hashtag Cmytheory. Thanks for watching.
So there we have it. Your Cmytheory participants 2020. It's now all up to you. Please head down to the comments section of the video and give me the name of the person you think should be crowned king or queen of the 2020 hashtag Cmytheory challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. Maybe we'll do one again next year. I think it was kind of fun. Hopefully a bit of a Christmas kind of special, maybe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please like this video. Check out everyone's theory video by searching hashtag Cmytheory on YouTube. I will see you next time. Have a lovely Christmas. Peace!